Hi, this is Stacy Higginbotham with GigaOM, and I'm here with Bart Bond, the director of the Austin Technology Incubator, and we're going to talk about Austin's technology scene and the resurgence of, hopefully, hardware investing. Hi, Bart.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks
Good.
for doing this.
Of course.
Can you start off by telling us about Austin Technology Incubator,
Right.
or ATI?
We're part of the University of Texas, and we have a dual mission. The first half is economic development, wealth creation through job creation, and the second half is to provide an educational opportunity for students to learn about and explore entrepreneurship. We do that by working with very early stage companies in the bioscience, clean energy, wireless, and IT spaces.
Okay. And you provide funding, a place to be, mentorship? What do
Right.
you offer companies?
We don't have a fund. That's part of being with UT. We do have space if companies want to rent. About 2/3 of our companies do rent space from us. More importantly, we provide the strategic business guidance of how to take an early stage technology, develop the business model, the business strategy around it, and how to commercialize it. Frequently that does include getting funding from angels or VCs, or more recently, a lot from the Texas Emerging Technology Fund.
Okay. And let's talk about kind of the businesses that are there today. I've followed ATI since 2001,
Right.
and it's kind of had its ups and downs, but recently you guys had a couple successes. 4 companies have been acquired out of the ATI, or
That's
4
right.
ATI companies have been acquired. So let's talk about who's there now that you're excited about.
Right. So on the IT side, one of the more interesting companies is Smoothstone, which is a low power server company. They've gotten some coverage. They've built a fantastic team, world-class leading team, and they're trying to reduce the power consumption at data centers. Another interesting one is Micron, which is an RFID company. They're really a systems company, so they're not a chip company necessarily. They're equal parts hardware and software, which I think is an interesting evolution inside the hardware space. That some companies are trying to morph themselves into more of a system or whole solution than just being a component supplier.
Sure. And what do you think one of the trends driving that is?
Funding. Funding's absolutely critical. Getting that first check, what used to be Series A money from venture capitalists, is extremely hard. They don't want to fund the first spin silicon to take that risk yet. They're looking for that to be taken out.
Okay. And let's talk about funding in Austin, because Austin used to have a lot of, Austin Ventures, for example,
Right.
did a lot of hardware funding.
Right.
Now that's kind of gone by the wayside. A lot of venture capitalists are really leery of putting money into hardware right now. How are you guys finding investment for the
Yeah.
companies? Does Austin have it?
Yep. We're actually starting to try to find a lot of non-dilutive sources of funding. So that's some SBIR, some grants. The Texas Emerging Technology Fund has been very instrumental for ATI recently. What that is, it's a $200 million fund the state of Texas has set up to invest in early stage technology. At ATI, we've had about 10 companies receive funding through it in Central Texas, which has been great first money in.
Okay. And that's strictly grants?
It's a really convertible note mostly, but it converts at a nice price later on.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about Smoothstone. We've talked about RF Micron.
Yes.
What are some other companies you're excited about?
Inside the bioscience group, Savara is really interesting. The team is serial entrepreneurs. They started off in the IT space, and now they're moving over to the biospace. And what they do is they provide the ability to reformulate medicines and drugs so they can be delivered through the lungs instead of other ways. And that tends to get more of the drug straight into the body.
Okay, so inhalers for medicine.
Yes.
All right. And how many companies do you guys have there now?
We have about 25.
25 companies. Most of them are focused on what areas?
They're evenly split between the 4 groups, between bio, clean, wireless, and IT. But they all do tend to have hardcore intellectual property at the center of them. So we don't do too much social media or Web 2.0 type companies.
Okay. And when the companies come to ATI, what stage do they tend to be at? Have they raised money?
Yeah. They're the proverbial 2 guys in a garage that have taken a technology and proven they can solve a problem. At that point, they usually quit their jobs, they're bootstrapped themselves, friends and family maybe wrote a check. They haven't really gotten the first major institutional investment yet.
Okay. All right. Anything else I need to know about Austin's possibly resurgent tech scene?
It's coming back, it really is. The clean energy space may drive a lot of it with smart grid, which really is largely driven by communication, software, and hardware.
And if I were to kind of try to give Austin hope, what are the things that we still have that are still interesting in terms of startups?
A lot of it's just the spirit of Austin. Incredibly rich experience in the enterprise software semiconductor space. So we still have that talent base, and we still have the entrepreneurial spirit. So that's very important, and that will carry us a long way.
Well, I hope it's not the ghost of entrepreneurial spirits past, because I'd really like it to be our future.
That would be good too.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Bart.